Kevin, good to see you. Kevin Karamanos. What's your call sign?
At WD6DIH. I've been a licensed ham for almost 40 years now, so.
Wow, and we're here in your brand new factory. Well, brand new for you, I guess. Brand new factory, 12-volt power.
Yes, 12-volt power. Purchased the North and South America rights to Comet and Daiwa last 2 months ago. So it's been a whirlwind 2 months. We've had to put Dayton in between there, which was a crazy show. And then now we're still moving in, literally. So we operate 3 companies out of the one building here, the former Comet building, and it's working out well.
And what's your history with ham radio?
In the early 90s, on into the 2000s, I was over at Yaesu, the USA organization. I think it was like 12 or 13 years. I was the director of sales and marketing for North and South America. And then since then, after I took a break a little bit from ham radio, and I was working in emergency vehicle, police, fire upfitting, as well as communication systems. So still working with two-way radio. It was interesting. And then, like I say, the last few months got back into this with a great team of people.
Excellent. Well, let's take a look around.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right.
All right, what I wanted to show you next for the folks on the video there is when you go to the ham stores, especially HRO, and you buy these pre-spooled wire, they're the red-black zip cord, we call it hookup wire. It's available in 10 gauge, 12 gauge, and 14 gauge, 25, 50, or 100 footers. But people don't realize that this wire just comes from giant spools. These are 10,000 foot spools that we actually bring in here, and they have to be spooled down to this. And it's kind of crazy to get all this done. So when people see the small spools, they don't realize it's a lot of work. So most people can't move these. They're like 400, 500 pounds each, these spools right here. But by putting them on here, they're doable. And once again, these are handy for hooking up to your battery in your vehicle, running it through the firewall, HF, or your dual band radios. And all this wire that we carry, that we sell through HRO, is all made in the USA. So it's all 100% good copper and everything like that. And like I say, it's available at all the stores in 10, 12, and 14 gauge wire. Next up, what I want to show you for the Comet line is we have our best sellers, okay? So the best selling antennas is the CA 2x4. This is a unique antenna because we make it both with a NMO mount or a UHF mount. So they're both the same. This antenna is very unique because it's broadband, so it's dual band VHF and UHF, but it also has a fold over feature. So if you're going through a car wash or parking garage, you can fold it over. In addition, we make an optional spring that you can put in here also, so it still folds over, and yet you still have a spring here. So if you hit something, it'll flex and bend, it won't break. This antenna is very unique, and it's the best seller because it covers all VHF all the way up 140 to the 160 range, and UHF from, once again, 440 up to the 460 range. So you can use it on GMRS or ham radio or a lot of the other commercial channels. So it's just a really high gain broadband and antenna. So this is pretty slick. One of our best sellers, the CA 2x4s, which is great. Speaking of which, I was going to mention, we just recently brought out a couple antennas here, and what it's called is the FC5 series. Once again, it's a NMO or regular, but these are what we call a high cut antenna, and these are for GMRS, so they're cut at 151 MURS, the MURS channels, or the non-licensed channels, or we can go to GMRS with these, and they're cut up at the 465 range. So these two antennas, it's a dual bander, but it's just a high cut compared to the regular amateur antennas. So those are kind of slick. They just came out, and it's called, like I said, the FC5 series, which is nice. Something else I'll give you a quick little hint on here. We've got a whole bunch of new antennas coming out. We're probably not going to see them until the end of 2024, but once again, these are all what we call the ground plane independent antennas. So they don't require a ground plane, as cars nowadays that we're seeing don't have ground planes. Some of them are made out of fiberglass, they're made out of aluminum or composite. So we have these new antennas. These are the sample ones here, and we'll have 3 versions coming out of this. It's basically a 5 dB, a 7 dB, and a 9 dB antenna, somewhere in there. And these will be great because a later series will come out, and once again, you can get them with a UHF or NMO mount, but they don't require any type of ground plane. So that's the next generation antennas coming out. We have another unique one I wanted to show you, this one here. It's a new color series. It's very unique. You can, depending how the light is on it, you can see this. This was originally came out for people that wanted a little different look on their car, maybe a younger crowd, maybe an older crowd. After I play with it, I really like this antenna. Once again, probably towards the end of 2024, we'll have this one out, but this one has a UHF. We'll eventually have you know, the NMO also, but once again, it's just got a very unique rainbow color to it. Pretty slick. So this is something new will be coming out. Of course, with Comet, everything we do, besides the mag mounts and regular mounts, we also have these unique mounts here that allow you to put it any which way you want, any angle you want to mount your antenna. And then when you mount these underneath, you also have the set screws with a little insulator so you don't mess your car up. And these are great for putting on all the new cars, whether it's a US or import. So, and you can mount antennas almost on virtually any vehicle. In addition to all that, we carry the Anytone line. We've got the radios there, the HRO carries, the handhelds, the mobiles. We have those. And then we have a huge variety of longer antennas here, gain antennas. So if somebody wants some gain on their handheld. Handhelds overall, ICOM, Kenwood, and Yaesu have great, you know, antennas that come with them, but they're just average. And these here will get you gain. This will double the strength, double the gain of a typical you know, stock antenna on a handheld radio. And it's a dual band. It's also made out of eyeglass material, so it's flexible. You can tweak it and do this, and it bounces right back. So it's pretty neat. So we like these. These are kind of slick. We have the stubbies. Something else that Comet's been famous for years, for those people that don't want to put coax through the wall, we also have this. You can actually close your window, slam your window in here, and guess what? You've got a coax on the outside, on the inside, and you don't have any draft. So this is kind of neat, and the loss is very minimal, but this allows you to use this in your house. Some people even put these on their overland vans. They stick them in the sunroof up above, close the door, and then they have an antenna connection outside and inside without any critters coming in. It's kind of slick. We have mag mounts, a bunch of other things, and then of course, we also have 12-volt power. We're big into power poles, so once again, we've got these assorted kits you can buy. They give you everything you need, all the different size contacts, the housings, retention clips, and all these are available, like I say, at HRO. And once again, it comes in a handy kit. You can carry that with you, and it does pretty well. We have the refill kits right here, the power pole bags. Once again, we've got those. You can drop those in, and you know, into the box when you're all run out. And these are kind of slick. We also have a crimper. It's called the 1545 crimp. It's got 3 locations in it, and this allows you to crimp all the power pole contacts. So it makes it real simple and easy. And anyone, once you have the right crimper, can do that. And for less than $40, it's ideal. We give you the instructions on the back, and it's pretty darn simple, easy to use. And then, in addition, we also have what we call retention clips here. And these clips, when you take Anderson connectors and you put them together, Andersons can still vibrate loose. So what we do occasionally is we'll take these connectors and we'll just put these together, and then we have retention clips that lock them in, and that's what these fancy little yellow ones do here. You can just plug that in and they lock in, and then they can't come apart. So they're safe. These are for people that off-road, vehicles that are bouncing around a lot, even an airplane where you can't have critical communication. So these retention clips are kind of important. And so that's, in addition, while we're talking to power poles, we have a couple of new items here. Here's a brand new one that just came out at Dayton. It is an HF4 connector to a fused 25 amp to power pole. So people, when they buy a HF radio, they want to put it in their car as well as their house. And once again, this makes it slick. So you got a fuse here, and you can just plug it right in, and there you go. And this fits all the most common ICOM, Yaesu, and Kenwood HF radios. If they don't want a fuse, we also have one here that's not fused. Same thing, no fuse. So some people like the fuse, some people don't. And then something simple, when you're in your car and you want power poles, you can plug this in. This is 1 in and gives you 2 out. This is rated about 30 amps, so this is kind of slick. And this is just the latest simple thing to carry. I carry these in my toolbox, and if I ever need to add a radio or something, I can do that quite handily. In addition to all the stuff we carry, as the banner shows up here, we have an HF antenna, which is great. We have this at HRO Anaheim and some of the other stores on the roof, powering all the HF rigs. This is a little over 20 foot tall, and it's just a long pole type antenna, no radials at all needed, and it works quite well for, like I say, 10 to 80 meters. And it's simple. It's ideal for HOAs and stuff like that, where people don't really want to see antennas, but this will get you in. You don't have to worry about the ground radials. That's kind of slick. We also have, the common antenna analyzer. It's famous. It's one of the best ones out there by far. And same thing. We sell lots and lots of those every year at the shows as well as to your stores. And then finally, we have the whole line of Daiwa meters for VHF, UHF, HF. We've got all different power levels. There's too many choices to bring out today, but we've got, I think, 6 models to show you there. And so that's it in a nutshell of everything that we do here. So at least you know more about what we're doing.
So Kevin, we're joined by, who's this fella?
I know, I still roam around here like a ghost. I still haunt the premises. So I came over to see how everything's going. Kevin called me and told me that Julian from HRO is going to be here today. So I put on a Comet shirt and headed on over to my warehouse and see how Kevin and you guys are doing.
And again, if you don't know who this is Mick.
Right. He's a legend, and like I say, he's on our board of directors, so he still comes by a couple days a week and says hi to us and answers all the questions that we don't know the answers for.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I'm here in spirit, if not physically, all the time.
And you're going to show us around the warehouse?
Yeah, it's not the most sexy, romantic, beautiful warehouse, but here we are, and I'd like to just show you where everything is. Okay, so this has been home away from home since about 2007. Once we moved from Anaheim, we took the Comet and Daiwa lines and brought them into this warehouse, which is only 3.8 miles from my home. So I got a 5-minute commute rather than an hour and a half from Anaheim. So this changed my life completely, just coming into this warehouse. If you would want to scan over there, Julian, basically we just have racks of products. This is not brain surgery. We've got all of our Daiwa products, all of our Comet HT antennas, everything kind of marked, easy to find. We've got racks of duplexers and triplexers. When we first moved in, we tried to put everything alphabetical, made life very difficult on us. We just put everything according to products so we knew what we were looking for. An HT antenna, a duplexer, a triplexer, so that's why we arranged it the way we did. Kevin and the 12-volt power crew might decide to rearrange that, which I'm fully happy with whatever they want to do. As long as everything's quick, no mistakes, everything gets shipped on time without any mistakes, that's all we want. This triplexer was made with a customer's call who said, I will have a 2-meter, a 220, and a 440 antenna, and I want to arrange the antennas through a triplexer. Can you put female connectors on all 3 so I can make my own jumper lengths? We asked Comet, hey, can you just make one with all SO239s? 3 months later, it's in stock. So if you have special requests like that, we can't always do it, but Comet is flexible. They can make almost anything we want within reason, as long as we order a couple hundred at a time. But this was customer request, and it's on the shelf, and we don't sell hundreds of them, but it makes the life easier for some shacks and some hams, so we're happy to do it if we can. And you're following me over here to cable assemblies, anything that has to do with coax cables, jumpers, adapters. This one right here that you're grabbing is the 5D4N. This is for use on 1200 megahertz and higher. The coax is real double shielded low loss N-type connectors, gold plated connectors, Teflon insulation. So this is the Comet's version of a cable assembly if you're above 900 megahertz basically. Which tends to be maybe somewhere the ham industry is going. So we've got them in not only the regular coax cable, but the deluxe version, because if you're going to go mobile, you're going to need to get this big, giant, thick coax inside. So the first 18 inches is this mini RG188 style to get through the gap on the trunk or a hatchback. Then the low loss coax is routed all the way up to your transceiver. So this is a special coax connector cable assembly Comet's famous for. More cable assemblies, mag mounts, the flat coax that Comet showed a little bit earlier, very popular. Mag mounts with NMO connectors, UHF connectors, lip mounts with coax attached, lip mounts without coax attached over here. So our most popular mount is the CP5M. It comes with coax cable. But if you want to buy just the lip mount by itself or just the coax cable by itself, you can buy them independently too. if you break the coax or it gets damaged or it just wears out after a period of years, you don't have to buy the whole mount and coax combination. You can buy just the coax and replace it for half the cost. So we always keep those in stock as well. Over here we have new rack that 12 volt power brought in. As they start to populate more and more products and combine them with Comet and Daiwa, this rack is going to fill up quickly. And the shipping managers have put together an order for Ham Radio Outlet Anaheim. And once you leave, Julian, Kevin's going to take this down to the Anaheim store and just drop it off personally.
That's amazing because it won't fit in my car.
Yeah, so Kevin's truck will be fine for that. But it's just, they'll order it this morning and they'll have it this afternoon. It's not like a week or two. So, you know, HRO is one of the primary customers. We got to make sure whatever they order, as with all of our dealers, but we got to get it to Anaheim and get it in stock as soon as possible.
Thanks.
So all this is just getting prepared to be shipped out today.
What's in these tubes?
Tubes, antennas. Putting an antenna in a box is risky. You know, if you've ever ordered an antenna and it comes in a cardboard box, so easy for UPS, FedEx to damage it. Inside these tubes, it's almost unbreakable. I mean, nothing's unbreakable, but 99.9% of our breakage problems were solved once we delivered these to HRO in tubes, and they asked us to put their HRO logo on it, which we are happy to do. So that makes the antenna arrive in perfect condition. We don't want any damage, we don't want any missing parts.
Here are your shipping guys.
Yep, they come in early and leave a little bit early too. Once the UPS and FedEx trucks are here, they're free to go, but they've been here since 6 o'clock this morning. You know, everything they need within reach. The base antennas are all here. Easy to grab them and pull them off the shelf, put them in the tubes, get them shipped to the dealers. CX333 right here, GP6 right here, 1.2 gigahertz beam antennas, 6-meter beam. This is actually a Creative Design product. Creative Design is a Japanese manufacturer that specializes in commercial grade antennas. So this is their 21 element log periodic. This is a fantastic antenna. 90% of our sales are to defense contractors, military, government applications. You know, it's a fantastic antenna if you need a broadband antenna. So look into that, and 12 volt power will probably be adding more creative design. So if you look on the web at cd-corp.com, you can see the whole Create line. And if there's anything that's interesting, give 12 volt a call and say, hey, can you special order this for me? Can you get this for me? They make some great HF antennas. All those antennas are pre-tubed that you're looking at. So when orders come in, you grab them off the rack, strap them together and send them out to whichever HO stores needs them. So, little round trip of the warehouse. Yeah, this is something new that 12 volt brought in. You know, we never needed to sell spooled wire before, so they'll spool it off and cut it to length. And over behind you is just a small assembly and packaging station, just for packaging the power poles and all the little components. As you off to the left here, you can see some of them ready to go. So sometimes these get packaged and shipped and wiped out. So this is constantly being refilled. As you can see, we've got an empty box right there. We'll just refill it usually every 3 or 4 days.
Well, Mick and Kevin, thank you so much for letting me come see your brand new place. It's
Yeah.
awesome. And I really appreciate your hospitality and all you do for HRO.
We're happy to do it. I mean, when I was looking to retire and looking for a company that could take over not only distribution, but the customer assistance part, where people call in, whether it's a missing set screw or a broken part. I mean, that's the heart of helping in ham radio business, you know?
Yeah.
So Kevin and his group said, yeah, customer service is going to be our priority too. So that was really the reason why they are the ones who are taking over distribution. So don't be shy about contacting 12 Volt Power for any kind of customer service. We'll take care of you the best we can.
Yeah, and I agree. Mick's taught us well. We're going to carry on the legacy, hopefully for another 30 or 40 years, just like you did. And if someone has a question about an antenna, they're not sure what they want, give us a call. We can kind of guide them in the right direction. And through the HRO store, they can make their purchase and get it installed the next day. So it's kind of nice.
Awesome. Kevin, thank you so much.
Thank you for
Nick,
Thanks,
thank
man.
you.
Nice
Enjoy
seeing you.
your
I won't run into you
retirement.
quite as often, Julian, but it's always a pleasure.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks for coming out.
12 Volt Power.
Thanks.